Welcome to the 18th chapter for February. I am not very happy with this month, but I'm fairly happy enough with it. We'll see what has happened. We began losing at home against Deportivo, a match that we should have won. It began bad with a goal by Tukudean, who was unmarked in the area, and from that point things went badly. We managed to get more shots and more possession than them, but it was not used right. Most of that dominance came during the last hour or so of the match, and it didn't suffice to get the result back. It was raining, and Deportivo marked tightly most of my players, and it was hard to find any space. We followed with another defeat in a match that we should have won too. This time we got ahead with a goal by Juan Muñiz, and again it was rainy day, and the Hercules team was pressing around all the pitch, and because I was not quite in the mood to play the game, I failed to try the chances that I should have tried, like decreasing the mentality of some players so they would drip deeper and either fall into space to get the ball or to create a space ahead to pass the ball onto. It looked after they had their first goal that we could have a chance to come back into the game and win it. But then, in the 81st minute, Cuellar handed the ball directly to the striker, Braulio, and that sealed the fate of the game. Next, we drew against Atletico de Madrid away. We got more of the ball, one shot less, too few of them on target. Despite these statistics, it was a very even game in which Atletico de Madrid possibly had the best of it. So, despite having 6 out of 7 shots on target, they weren't really that good chances. They were mostly long balls, long shots that were on target but easy to save. In this case, I am not as pleased as I would usually be with a draw like this in the Vicente Calderón, because when I was undoing the rotation that could have costed us in the previous matches, as I changed more positions that I usually do and consider rational, I forgot to set Simone Zaza in the starting 11 and set Daniele Paponi instead. However, there's not much reason to be very unhappy about it, as Daniele Paponi only saw the ball once in a counter-attack where he was too wide to get a shot. So it's very unlikely that with Simone Zaza anything would have been different. In fact, one of the 4 off target of those 6 shots was a chance by Simone Zaza that was the best we had in a counter attack, in a 1 against 1. Next, we achieved to draw a match against Valencia with a game in offensive tactics, the 4-2-3-1 that I've been using for a while with the corrections that have made it work, and I'm very pleased with it because we were pretty even with against a team that is clearly superior to us. Stefan Babovic scored a goal, but it was disallowed. It was very much in the edge between offside and onside. I think by an inch it was offside. And we closed the month in a high point. With a offensive tactic, the 4-2-3-1, we managed to defeat Barcelona. The first time I beat them using offensive tactics. Usually, when I beat them, it's with very defensive tactics to snatch goals in counter-attacks, having 1-2 shots against their 20 and several. We didn't get that many shots, but neither did they, and we got the majority of ours on target. And out of the 7 shots, only one was from long range, while they shot half the time from long distance. Since I hoped nothing out of this match, I set Daniele Paponi as a striker instead of Simone Zaza to build his fitness, and it paid off as he scored the penalty we had. I didn't use any opposition instructions except for 2 players. I set Pedro to close down always and nothing more, and Messi to show weaker foot, close down always, and tight marking never. As he's so fast, I choose that my defenders stand between him and the goal instead of trying to press him out of the ball, because if they do that, the most likely result is that he will run off them. With that, we are 13th with 32 points. The past season 42 would have been enough to avoid relegation. We are 12 points ahead of Getafe of relegation with 12 games to go. That is 36 points in play. We are also only 10 games behind European competition places. So it stands to reason that we will play one more month at the minimum. Nothing new regarding the individual stats for the league, except the expected fact that Ivan Hernandez is no longer among the top 5 players of the match awards. And this month is when the injuries started to catch up with us, with the worst being Lani Nangi being out for almost 2 months, and Michalis Ifakis getting injured just before the game against Barcelona. Fortunately, we have Ivan Cuellar, who is a good goalkeeper as well. The next month has 6 games, and it looks tough. We begin against Athletic de Bilbao, which will be tough even if we beat them comfortably. Possibly I will again use the 4-3-3 formation that worked so well against their 5-1-3-1 or something like that. Then Granada, who is not a very known team in real life. It's a small team, but that is doing good in sixth position, and it seems in generally to do very good in Football Manager. Then Celta we should beat easily, but knowing my team maybe we won't. Real Madrid, then that is a game I don't expect to get anything from. Maybe there will be another surprise, but I very much doubt it. Betis should be winnable, and then Getafe that we should bet them comfortably. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.